Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite things of all time, planning. Nerd alert, I know. Hey babes! Welcome back to Moonbae Crochet. It is Brandy, and today I have a video talking about planning crochet projects. Listen, girl, I am a planner to my core. I love to plan. I love planning. I love putting together events. I love planning gifts I'm gonna give for people. I love planning trips. Oh my gosh, like when I was a kid, even, you could ask my mom, making a packing list of like what I needed to take with me, like my clothes, my outfits, blah blah blah, all this stuff. That is my jam. So today I wanted to talk about things that you need to consider when you are planning a crochet project. Hopefully this can help somebody out there. Real quick introduction, because I just realized I don't really do them. But if you're new here, my name is Brandy. I do crochet content. I like to crochet and chit chat. I like to talk about gift ideas or patterns that I love, test out patterns and let you know what I think about them, things like that. So if that is stuff that interests you, please feel free to give me a subscribe. Stick around, be a part of our little community here. I'm still on cloud 9 from the fact that we just passed 2,000 subscribers. You guys, that's crazy. Thank you again. So without further ado, let's hop right into this. Okay, so the first step to planning any crochet project is first and foremost, in my opinion, to figure out the 3 W's. Who, what, and when. Now, the who is extremely important. The World Health Organization. You should listen to them. That was so stupid. Anyway, are you making this project for yourself? Are you making it for a friend? Are you making it for a family member? Is it going to be for like a customer that you don't know? Maybe like a, who is it that you're making this thing for? And are they worthy of a crochet item? Okay, I've said this before on like my crochet hot takes, I think, but not everybody in your life is worthy of getting a handmade gift. It's truly not. I mean, they're not, because crochet is very labor intensive, it takes forever. There's a lot of like heart and love that goes into it. And so is the person that you're giving this thing to going to be appreciative of that? Especially if they're not paying for it, if this is going to be like a gift and not something that like they're ordering from you, for example. Are they going to take care of it? These are things that you need to consider. But as long as you got that nailed down, you need to figure out the what. What is it that you want to make them? And that's like the most fun thing, of course. Like, I don't know what your guys' favorite things to make are, but personally, I love making like wearables. I love making sweaters. I love making amigurumi, of course, stuffed animals. I like making little practical things like beanies or headbands, things like that. And so, depending on who the person is that you want to crochet this item for, what is it that you think they would like the most? Or, if it's for you, what have you been wanting to make yourself? What, is something that has sparked inspiration and you want to go and like, look, if you need ideas for what it is that you want to make the person, check Pinterest. Pinterest is such a I love Pinterest. The algorithm on Pinterest is very much similar to TikTok, in my opinion, where it just knows you. It just like throws things on your feed that it knows that you're going to love. So I love scouring through Pinterest, but if you have any boards or stuff that you have already saved a bunch of patterns to, go look through them, because I guarantee you, if you've had Pinterest for as long as I have, you're going to scroll through that board and be like, oh my gosh, I remember when I saw that and I saved it to this board. I completely forgot about that. There's probably so many patterns and ideas that you have saved on there that you completely have forgotten. Go check them. Go check all of your, wherever you get inspiration from. I love checking Pinterest. I also love checking YouTube. There's so many good outlets out there to figure out what it is that you want to make. Or if you already have like certain patterns or things that you love to go back to over and over again, whip those out. You can make, for whoever you're making this thing for, just pick something that is going to be very them. And then, of course, very, very important, the when. When do you need this thing to be done by? Is this going to be a wedding gift? Is this going to be a birthday gift? When is this person's birthday? How long do you have until that day? Do you not have a timeline? Do you just want to start a project that can just take you as long as you need to? You just work on it in little bits at a time. Maybe it's for you. You have no rush. You need to figure out a date that this thing needs to be done by, if you do need it done by a certain date. Like, for example, if it's a birthday gift and the person's birthday is April 10th And you're probably going to want to have it done before then, probably like April 8th or 9th at the very latest. That way you have time to kind of like make sure it's looking all nice. If you need to wash it, you have time to do that. If you want to like wrap it up all nice, probably don't cut it too close to the actual date that you need the item done by. But again, like if it's something for you and you don't need it done by a certain date and you just want something to work on the side, or whatever, then of course you don't have to put time limits on yourself. Personally, me, I don't know if you guys know. If you've been here for a while, you probably do. I'm a Christmas girl. Christmas is my favorite time of year. I love it. And so I don't know if you guys saw my video talking about like procrastination and burnout and all that, but I didn't get to give anybody crochet gifts this past year, and it broke my soul. I hated it because I love giving handmade gifts. I love showing my loved ones that I love them. And so I told myself, you know what? I don't care how silly I look. If I have to start crocheting or like at least getting ideas for things in February or March, that's what I'm going to do, because mark my words, 2025, people will be receiving crochet gifts from me. Okay. So my date is obviously December 25th, but it's, I definitely want to have stuff done before then though, because it's like nobody wants to be crocheting a gift up until the day that they need it done and their hands are cramping and they're just all stressed out, because I just feel like the item doesn't even feel fun anymore at that point. It just feels stressful, And that actually kind of leads me into, you need to be like stingy with your time and like realistic also. If somebody's birthday is on, let's say, April 1st, okay? So from the day that I'm filming this, I would have about 14 days or so until April 1st. Is a good amount of time? Sure. But like, do I think that it's a smart idea to say, oh, you know what? I want to make that person a queen-sized blanket for their birthday. Like, no. Like, can it be done? Sure. But like, also, other things need to be done in my day. I need to cook and clean and just relax sometimes. I need to go to work still. And I think trying to fit such a huge project in the little gaps of time that you have, or like the times that you're dedicating to crochet, it's going to end up stressing you out. So I think, a better idea would be, what can I make in a 2-week period that I think this person would also like? Like, personally, I know it would only take me maybe a day or two, maybe even 3, who knows, but just a few days to make a really nice amigurumi, right? And now I'm just like, okay, well, what kind of amigurumi would I make them? Like, what little character do they like? Or what type of animal do they like? That's a lot more realistic, I think, in my opinion, than trying to say like, oh, I'm gonna make this person a duster cardigan. I'm gonna make this person a huge granny square blanket. Like, no, maybe if you start now, you can make it for them for their birthday next year. I think it's just super important to be realistic and stingy with your time, because like I said, it's just, crochet is just so labor intensive. And it's, even if you think that you have the capacity to get something done, you're going to run into one of two problems. You're either, yeah, you will be able to get it done, but you're just going to feel stressed out and like rushed while you're doing it. Or 2, you're not going to be able to get it done, and then you're going to feel really disappointed and be upset. Then, you're not going to end up with a crochet gift for this person at all, when you could have just made something smaller and then had something done and felt more satisfied with it at the end. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to discourage anybody from making a big crochet gift for somebody if they want, but obviously just timing is everything. And I think the most important part about crochet is that it's enjoyable and it's fun and it can be relaxing and therapeutic. But not if you're rushing yourself to get something done. So please, 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 please be realistic. So once you figure out what it is that you want to make this person or yourself or whatever, whatever it is that you're making, now you got to figure out, okay, what colors do you want to make this thing in? And this can be really fun as well. What type of yarn am I going to use? What colors do I want it to be in? And obviously, if you have a huge stash like me, the most important first step is, once I figure out what colors and what type of yarn that I want to make it in, do I have these colors in my stash? For me, the answer is most likely yes. But also make sure that, like, even if you have certain colors in your stash, One, you need to make sure that you have enough of it in order to complete the project that you want to make. And I always think it's smart to have a little bit extra on hand because you never know if you're going to run out in the middle or towards the end of making your project, and then you go to the store and they don't have it in stock and it's not like quick to get it online. Like, you don't want to run into those problems. Obviously, don't overbuy and go insanely crazy, but you know, having a skein or two extra of whatever color and whatever type of yarn that it is that you want to use for this project is going to be helpful, I think, in my opinion. But even if you have like the certain color that you want to use for this project, make sure that all of the skeins that you're using for the project are the same material. You don't want to run into an issue where, oh, you're using this white skein and this white skein, except this one is, I don't know, 100% acrylic and this one is 100% wool, right? Because even if it looks nice, once it's all done, bad things can happen if you like put that thing in the washer and God forbid you dry it, or even if you don't. I just feel like certain materials just don't work well together. It might shrink, it might warp. So I always want to make sure whatever yarn I'm using, I am using that consistently throughout the entire project. I don't want to mix fibers, basically, because you never know how that stuff's going to get along with each other in the long term, especially if this thing is going to be something that gets a lot of wear and tear, like a sweater or a blanket or anything kind of like that that's more used than like a toy, for example, or like an amigurumi. Always check your stash first, because I know us as crafters, we tend to usually always have a stash on hand of crochet supplies. And you know, the last thing you want to do is go out to the store because you had this amazing idea for a project. You spend all this money getting all this yarn and you're so excited and you get home, and then later on down the road you check your stash and you realized you had plenty of that color and that type of yarn. It's just wasteful. Wasteful of your money, wasteful of your time, and wasteful because you didn't use, you know, you're not implementing FIFO, you know, first in, first out. So yeah, shop your stash first, and then if you don't have what you need, then go ahead and go get whatever you need from the craft store if it's readily available to you. And make sure you have enough to get done what you want to get done, but you know, don't go overboard, okay? You don't need to get 5 extra skeins. I'm sure your tension isn't that, you know, crazy different than whatever pattern it is that you're going to be following. Also, if you're anything like me, I would say a really good tip is don't bite off more than you can chew. This is something that I need to remind myself of constantly. I always kind of am like the type of person where one gift, giving somebody one thing doesn't feel like enough to me, even though it's like a handmade crocheted piece of art. I'm like, no, I just feel like I need to get them more stuff. Here's the thing. If I'm going to crochet somebody let's say a hexagon cardigan or something, I feel as though, one, that is definitely a sufficient enough gift on its own. But I also am like, oh, but let me also crochet them like a little headband to match. And let me crochet them like a little pair of mittens. And it's going to be like a whole thing, right? A scarf. Like, let me do like a whole theme. Okay, listen, girl. And I'm talking directly to myself here, but if you need to hear it too, listen. Is that all well and dandy? Are your intentions in the best place? Of course they are. That's like such a cute idea. I love your passion. But here's the thing. That's again where you run into like the whole timing situation. Do you have enough time to get done all of these things that you want to give to this person? Because the thing is this the only person you're going to be crocheting stuff for? In like, for me, no. I'm definitely going to be gifting multiple people things for, you know, crochet things for the holidays. So I don't want to run into like where, okay, I just completed all the items for this person and now I have to move on to this person, except now we're already in November and I still have like 3 or 4 other people that I wanted to make things for. You know what I mean? So if I were you, I would bust out your little pen and paper, or if you prefer to take notes on your phone, your iPad, whatever it may be. I personally love to write down notes in a notebook. I don't know why. I love to write. I would separate your columns into like, okay, here's the who, and then here's like the must makes. This is like my top priority. This is the thing that I really want to make them. And then here are like the maybe makes, okay? The maybe makes are like the things where if I get all of my must makes done, now let me move on to my maybe makes. And if I have time, I'll go ahead and just throw them into the gift to make it feel a little bit more complete or whatever. But, you know, I will reiterate one more time. One crochet item is a sufficient gift. But if you really want to do that, just make sure that you prioritize what it is, like the main meat of what it is that you want to give all these people, especially if you have multiple people that you want to give to. And then move on to your other stuff, your little, like, your razzmatazz, your little add-ons, okay? Just set your priorities. You know what I mean? If something is really important to you and you feel like you're going to be kicking yourself if you don't get it done, put it on your necessities. If something is just like, oh, well, I'm not going to cry about it, it's not going to keep me up at night, but it would be nice to make, put it on the maybes, okay? And for my last tip, I think the most important part of planning any crochet project is have fun with it. Don't get so caught up in the details and making sure everything is 100% perfect before jumping in, you know. Obviously make sure you have all your baseline stuff, the materials you need, the, you know, just the basics and like the pattern that you're going to use and whatnot, but just make sure that you're having fun, because at the end of the day, if you're starting a project and all you feel is stress because you feel like, ugh, okay, like now I need to hurry up and do this. Even if it's not like a timeline issue, if it's more like you had to put in so much mental effort to get yourself to want to do this, maybe this isn't the project that you should be doing or that you want to be doing, and you should switch it up. The most important part of crocheting is just to enjoy yourself. So, you know, cut yourself some slack. Definitely, you know, cut down your list of items if you feel like you're getting stressed. Just check in with yourself, because, you know, even if you take a look at your list and you're like, you know, I can definitely get this done and I have plenty of time and it's not stressing me out to look at the list, but for some reason I'm not having fun right now. Maybe you just need a break. Maybe you just need to take the night off. You need to just put the crochet down, go do something else that you enjoy. Go play Animal Crossing, go, I don't know, cook yourself a nice meal, go sit in front of the TV and watch a movie and have a snack, you know, and then maybe circle back. Maybe not the same day, you know, maybe try it again the next day and you might feel more inspired then. But definitely, you know, you need to be like checking in with yourself and giving yourself grace, giving yourself that, like, you know, knowing that it's okay to just kind of like put this down for a bit. Because even though crochet is fun and it's therapeutic and all that, your brain might want to be stimulated in other ways too. So you don't need to feel forced to be doing this just because you have all these projects planned out and you have these deadlines. Like, no, you need to also just be enjoying yourself. I hope this video made sense and it wasn't just a complete rambly mess. I hope I wasn't talking too much. I just finished drinking my coffee and it's like 4 p.m. So but anyway, I'd like to thank you all so much for being here as always. I truly appreciate you all. If you enjoyed this video or if you like any of my other content, please feel free to subscribe and stick around, join our little community here. Any video ideas you have, any content that you would like to see me make, please feel free to leave it in the comments down below. I'd love to know what you guys are interested in watching. I hope everybody has an amazing rest of your day, week, month, night, whatever you're having. Please enjoy yourself, and I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah. Bye. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, the entire reason I got this video idea was because I had a really good idea for a project and I was like, girl, okay, listen, I know I watched Wicked a lot later than most people watched Wicked, okay? Most people watched it around my birthday, like came out around Thanksgiving time. I didn't watch Wicked until like February or something like that. But anyway, I am now low-key hyper fixated on Wicked. And I had the cutest idea. I want to make one for myself, but then like also I feel like I just got this brilliant idea. Imagine a split color hexagon cardigan. One half is green, one half is pink. Okay, pink goes good with green. And then like I could make the pockets like symbols from Wicked, like single crochet, like a graph type thing. Just imagine a Wicked hexagon cardigan. Immaculate. Immaculate. I'm a genius. Okay, see you next time. Bye.